I made a video where I laid out the best Nikon Z portrait lenses, period. Just the best. You can find that in the description box below, but today I wanted to follow that up with the best you can get in any budget. So my selections are going to be based on price, of course, first and foremost, but I don't want to make any compromises on quality and purpose, so I'm not going to skimp on aperture just to get it cheap. I'm also just going to use my definition of the best portrait lens, so deal with it or complain in the comments. I also want to recommend that all of these are acquired in excellent used condition. There's nothing wrong with used as long as you get it from a good source like KEH, B&H, or Adorama. They are reliable and their grading system is really accurate, and if you're not happy with the lens, the returns are really easy, not like MPB. So if your budget is under $300, there is actually a surprisingly good option. It may not be a traditional focal length for portraits, but the Nikon Z 40mm f2 used right now is around $250, and when it's on sale, you can get them brand new for $275. Don't even bother with the SE version though. It looks retro, but it's no different actually optically, and generally it runs a little more expensive. Not just the untraditional focal length, but don't let the price fool you either. For the amount of money that you spend, you get a really sharp lens, f2 at 40mm, which gets you a pretty good background, and surprisingly, this lens actually has a unique character or look to it. A note on the focal length, sure, 40 isn't thought of as a portrait lens, really, but it isn't so wide that it makes faces look too silly, and it will focus close enough to get shoulder up and closer, and you can easily pull off a more scenic look too if you step back. The Nikon Z 40mm f2 is a deceivingly awesome lens that is underpriced. If your budget is a little higher, around $500, the clear choice in my opinion is the Nikon Z 50mm f1.8. You can get these in used like new minus condition from KEH at the time of this video for like $435, which is just insane and basically a heist. It's a 50mm, they're called nifty 50s for a reason. They do everything, including portraits. At f1.8 you'll get a lovely background blur, and by the way, this lens, it just has a great look to it. Excellent color, wickedly sharp even at the widest aperture, and it focuses fast. There is no reason for this lens to cost so little money, other than I guess it costs very little for Nikon to make it. So I might surprise you, but I'm actually skipping over the Nikon Z 85 f1.8s, which are under $700 used, but I personally find them a little flat and definitely slow. Instead, for $800 to $900, you can get the Nikon Z MC 105 f2.8s. Yes, it's a macro lens. Yes, it's f2.8. I said I'd make no compromises. I'm not. f2.8 aperture is fine. The background will be fine at 105mm. Yes, it's a macro lens, but 105 is a portrait focal length, and this lens has character and quality out the wazoo. It is super sharp, one of, if not the sharpest in the Nikon Z lineup, and the color, therefore skin tones, are incredible. Some of my most beautiful portraits ever have been taken with this lens. Even at full price, this lens is underpriced based on the insane results that you get. In my opinion, everything in the $1,000 to $1,500 range, I wouldn't consider the best for portraits, so I'd kind of be in the territory of just saving up to reach my next recommendations. But before that, consider becoming a member of the channel so you can get content early as well as access to uncut, uncensored, and member-only content. For around $1,650, you can get the Nikon Z 50mm f1.2s, my former favorite lens of all time. It's really just everything you could possibly want out of a portrait lens. Sharpness at f1.2, color rendition, background blur, low light ability, contrast, and most excitingly for me, a unique character, aka that secret sauce. When you look through the viewfinder, you can just see that it's different, better, sexy. 50mm, again, has a lot of versatility inherently, so what more could you ask for? Finally, if money is no object, my top choice would be the Nikon Z 85mm f1.2s. It's just everything. I have videos on it, you can go watch them. It's got too much character to count. It's sharp, it has a unique look, it's fast, it's accurate, contrast, color, ooh baby. Although, if you have a particular love for bokeh balls, I wouldn't be mad if you preferred the Nikon Z 135mm f1.8s, and it is a little bit cheaper. Let us know in the comments what your choice is for each budget range. I'm Z Wade, the Z Wade, and Z Wade Photo. Stay sharp, YouTube.